Okay. Hey, and welcome again. I am Rosalie, your host. Welcome to Automate to Scale. I am here to talk to you about how you can use automation and delegation to grow your business, to make room in your life, to create an impact to the people that you want to serve in a way that doesn't include the word burnout. So I'm super excited to have you here today. Yesterday, we laid a foundation, and I'm going to go back to the notes actually to look at what we talked about. We talked about the difference between delegation and automation, what you can automate, what you can delegate. I gave you some homework and all about looking at what you do daily, weekly, monthly, and what you get other people to do for you. And so that you can map out what are the things that you need to do yourself, what are the things that you need to delegate, and what are the things that you need to automate. We talked about the mindset of, what it takes in your mind to become a leader, and the journey from the solopreneur to the actual entrepreneur that doesn't need to be there all the time to get things done for them to be done, right? That's the goal for you. That's what I desire for you, that you have a business that doesn't require that you're there 24/7 to get results. So if you're ready to say goodbye to playing small, if you're ready to go to the next level and scale your business, if you're ready to gain hours in your day and start living a full life without burning out. If your desire is to become an amazing leader that has a team that enables you to do the stuff that you love and grow your income, if you're ready to set up systems and start automating and delegating, then you are in the right masterclass, because this is designed for you. So again, this will be about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. I will keep it super short. I invite you to not just, lurk and watch. Like, I'm showing up for you. I'm doing my very best to give you my very best content in a way that hopefully you will find very digestible. And so I encourage you to engage, to commit to taking action. And again, this is a free masterclass, but the way that you can pay me back really is by taking action. Implement some of this stuff in your business, and you will be surprised how you will go the next level without you even noticing. Okay, so we talked about goals versus systems. A goal is where you're going, is the result that you want. The systems is that they're what enable you to see progress, and progress is what takes you towards your goals, right? We talked about becoming a leader. We talked about already. So I really encourage you to look at yesterday's video and to take action, right? And to implement all these things. Today, we're going to lay another layer to what we were teaching yesterday. And we're going to talk about lead generation. Now, lead generation is the most amazing part, or one of the foundational parts of your business. If you don't have leads, well, you don't really have a business, right? Because you need leads in order to sell, in order to get clients, right? And so if you don't have leads coming through in a way that is consistent, then that is one of the problems that you have. So let's talk about marketing versus sales. So marketing is the process or the activities that you carry out in order to get eyeballs on your offers, right? People to discover you. And sales is a process of exchanging money. Like, it's them, they actually know, they've discovered you, they understand what you do, they identify there's a need in their lives, they pay you money to deliver your products and your services, and that's when they become an actual client. Now, there's a gap between the two, and there's a process between the two that you need to mind that gap, which is the process of nurturing those leads to converting them into clients. So perspective about lead generation. The first thing I want to say about lead generation is it's one of the biggest challenge of any business, no matter your size, right? Because you need to consistently be getting new leads, be getting new people, discovering what you have to offer, more eyeballs on your offers, on your website, on your everything that you have. And so lead generation is something that never ends in your business. And so in order for you to not burn out and not be stressed about lead generation, you need to have streamlined systems that allow you to get leads on autopilot. And again, you either delegate or you automate, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So a few things when it comes to mindset. I love talking about mindset because I feel like it's 80% of the game really when you're in business, like there's a strategy, there's a tactical stuff that you need to do, and then there's how you feel about it, right? So a lot of people are afraid of being visible. A lot of people are afraid of, they're inconsistent in the way that they show up. They're afraid of judgment. They're afraid of being misunderstood. I'm talking like this is literally, I felt like that a lot. Like, are people going to like me? They're afraid of succeeding and they're afraid of failing, and when it comes to lead generation, it's important that you understand that you need to be visible because people buy from people they know, they like, and they trust. But the way that you present yourself in terms of being visible has to line up with your personality, your strengths, and who you are. You don't have to do stuff because gurus out there will say this works or this works better. Every strategy works as long as you work it. And so I really want to offer this to you today, that if you feel uncomfortable with being visible, if you feel uncomfortable and that causes you to be inconsistent and you're afraid of judgment and being misunderstood and all that kind of stuff, this is normal, because as a business owner, you have to be visible. But you can find a way that aligns with you so that it's easy for you to do it. That's why in our programs, every single one of our students or clients, we make sure that we start with the strengths profile for them to understand what are the things that energize them, what are the things that spark joy, if you want to say it like that, or and give them energy, or completely deplete them, right? And you can choose your lead generation methodologies based on your personality and and your strengths. And to be honest, you get to do that because it's your business. Okay, so let's dig in. So there are 3 areas that really affect your lead generation. Number 1 is that you're not clear on who your audience is. So if you're not clear on who you're talking to, it's very hard to attract people that you don't know if you're talking to them, right? You have to be super clear on that. You have to be super clear on your message. Your messaging has to be right. The words the expressions that you use and how you communicate needs to resonate with your ideal customers. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. And number 3, the products that you're promoting need to solve a real problem with your audience, right? That your audience has. So it has to be something that you're offering that when you match your audience with the messaging and the problem that they have, then it really makes sense what you're offering, the solution that you're offering. If those 3 things are not aligned, then you can't even start building your lead generation system, because it just doesn't work. Okay, so again, you start by building the foundation and then you can start generating leads. Now let's talk about lead generation and like the bigger picture in your marketing strategy when it comes to lead generation. So I'm a fan of life cycle marketing. We have a whole methodology that we use when it comes to life cycle marketing. And basically the way that it works is that there are 7 steps really that you need to follow, but I will share 5 with you that are the main one, the big ones. Number 1, you have to attract people. This is where the lead generation side of stuff takes place. Number 2, you have to capture people's details, because obviously it's not enough that people look at your offers, they look at your website, they look at your landing pages. They need to actually give you their email addresses. You need to capture the pixels. You need to get their details so that, or they're in a DM, you need to get a way to interact further with them. Otherwise, you can't sell to them, right? Otherwise, what happens, and this is one of the big places where we waste opportunities, is that someone goes to your website because they heard from you, or someone mentioned you, or they saw you on social media, or wherever they saw you on Clubhouse, and then they go to your website, and then there's nothing there to keep them longer there. There's nothing there to get their email address. It just doesn't work, right? So it's really important that you capture your leads' details. That's when they actually become a lead. Number 2, nurture. So people don't buy from you from the first time that they encounter you. Most of the time, especially for service providers, it takes a season of accelerating the know, like, and trust factor, because people buy from people they know, they like, and they trust. And so when you have and this is where automation is just amazing, because it allows you to fast track that know, like, and trust by sending emails, by retargeting ads, by putting yourself in front of your ideal customers so that they can see that you really have what, you're offering what it is that they need. The next step is the selling piece, which is, again, you sell to someone who's ready to buy. If you're selling and you're like, people are not buying, it's because your leads are not warm enough. They don't know you enough. They don't like you enough. They don't trust you enough to give you their money. So you have to be systematic with that. Then the next piece is your delivery. So once someone buys from you, you deliver to them. And, the customer experience matters so much, because at the end of the day, the real relationship with your customers begin when they buy from you. Because as you know, people who know you and like you and trust you are more keen to buy from you again, right? And so 60% conversion rate we're talking about for someone who knows you already will very likely buy from you again if you offer them something later than someone who doesn't know you at all. We're talking about 2 to 5% conversion rate, okay? So this is huge for you to understand that your delivery is crucial. The experience that the customer has when they encounter you and they interact with you is crucial. So that's the next piece. And then the last piece is customer retention. So once someone's bought from you, how can you sell more to them? How can you sell them the next level of service? Or how can you sell them something that's complementary that will make their life easier based on what it is that you sell? So this is the life cycle marketing. Now, why it's important for you to know that is that you need to know that if you're not generating leads, so lifecycle marketing is a good framework to determine where you are going to focus your energy and your time. So if you have a business and you're literally not attracting anyone, then you know that your efforts should be focused on lead generation and setting that system up like yesterday, right? And with lead generation comes the capture and the nurture. So when you are bringing people into your Facebook group, website, webinar, any platform that you're using, a landing page, you want to capture their details so that you can start nurturing them. And all of this is done in a very nurtured way. Okay, so let's say you're a different type of service and you, for example, are a plumber. Well, you probably are not going to nurture the same way, although I think you need to do it anyway. But for you to be able to, someone comes to your website, you have a service that is like a plumbing service, for example, the next step is to book a call with you. Automating that is the best thing you can do for your business, because you're not going to miss opportunities. You're not going to miss the opportunity for someone to give you their phone number, which when you have someone's phone number, it's huge because you can call them back. They gave you permission to have their email, their phone number. You can actually get back to them and offer them your services. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. hit me in the comments if you have any questions. By the way, I'm using StreamYard, and sometimes I can't see the comments. I don't know what's going on there, but don't worry. If you write comments in there in the group, I will 100% get back to you if you have any questions. And also, you can always hit me in my DM, in my direct message, or in Messenger. Always, 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 I will get back to you. All right. So here's some truth bombs about lead generation. Number one, you will always need to generate leads, okay? Like, that does not stop. You don't get to a point in your business, even when you're doing multiple millions, where you don't need leads, okay? You always need leads, because there's a gap between the lead and then the sales process. And you always have to be nurturing, right? Because otherwise you don't have customers. Number two, you need to set goals. Like, a lot of people, again, they don't have, if you don't have goals, then you don't know what you're aiming for. You don't know if you're doing well or not, okay? Number three, you need to track your results. Again, this is one of the big things that we get our clients to do, is every single week you track your results. What did you do? What worked? What would? Because sometimes as a business owner, you feel like, and this happens a lot to me, you feel like you didn't do much, right? You're like, oh, I don't know, I feel like this week was a bit of a waste. And then when I go back and I track my results, I track my numbers, I look at what I actually accomplished, I'm like, wow, this was a great week, So tracking your results is a non-negotiable when you're a business owner. But then the fourth piece is having systems. You need to have systems. Remember, yesterday we talked about the fact that systems allow progress. That's what makes it happen, so that you can reach your goals. If you have goals without systems, you're not going to reach them, or it's hit and miss. And you don't want it to be hit and miss. You want to have processes that will allow you to get to the results that you want, okay? So rookies believe that if they set up a funnel, straight away people are going to sign up, and obviously it's going to be amazing. Yeah. And a lot of it has to do with the marketing that is around, what gurus say around, that they say, do a funnel and all of a sudden you'll get to 7 figures in 2 minutes, and it doesn't work like that. You can't, you have to, number one, when you set up a funnel to start with, it takes time. You need to clarify it, you tweak it, you see what works, you look at your numbers, you optimize. That's how it works. But also, to be honest, it takes time, okay? Nurturing takes time. So you test, you track, you tweak, you repeat. You test, you track, you repeat. And so that's why you need a repeatable system that you can track, that you can tweak, that you can repeat, because that's going to give you money. Now, most business owners are not available to do that. They're not. They want to put things away. They want to try things here, try things there, shiny object syndrome everywhere. And it really delays, it really delays your results. And so having systems put you way, way ahead of the game, okay? So another thing about lead generation is that it's always a game of time versus money, right? Time versus money. If you don't have money, then you're going to have to spend time doing stuff. If you don't have time, then you're going to spend money doing stuff. But that's where automation and delegation put together make a beautiful combination for you, because if you are using free systems, using automations will 10x fast track your results. If you are paying, then again, that's going to fast track your results, okay? So the most effective lead generation strategies to scale your business, number one, content marketing by far is one of the ways that you can generate leads, and it's free, okay? Free lead generation system. So number one, content marketing. And when I'm talking about content marketing, I'm not talking just about social media posts. I'm talking about you creating content that is long form, like a podcast, like videos like I'm doing now, or like blog posts and articles, depending on the platforms that you use, that will enable you to showcase your expertise and really help people as you're doing that. So number one, content marketing, and that is something that you can automate and delegate. Number two, email marketing. Email marketing is great to build because it speeds up the know, like, and trust factor that is required for you to sell anything, right? So email marketing, again, like creating sequences for onboarding people who have just signed up, and sequences for your launches, and sequences for any product that you're trying to sell, and sequences if you're doing cash injection offers. You have, and the amazing thing about this is that all our clients, they get scripts, templates of how to do this. It's all done, automated for them. All they have to do is put their spin on it, on the copy. And we're talking about really high converting copy that we know works. You put your spin on the template, you put it in your system, and boom, you're ready to go. So all these things can be automated. It allows for you to be able to do it over and over and over again. And yeah, it's amazing. Okay, the next thing is event marketing. So this is exactly what I'm doing right now. So I'm a week. I've done summits as well, which is another great way. It's a week. I'm teaching you every single day. Every day you get content, that creates an opportunity to invite people and engage with them, and get them to experience you in a way that might be a little bit different. So all these things are strategies that work for your company. Again, like I said before, every strategy works, but you need to work it. Now, are your followers leads? They're not leads, okay? Your followers are not leads. Your followers, there is a know, like, and trust element that happens in your feed when you're consistent. The problem with social media followers is that in order for them to become a lead, they need to exchange either their phone number or their email address with you. So your goal on social media isn't just to grow your following, it's also to invite people to join your email list, because you have more control of your email list. Like, I think of two years ago, there was this massive change in algorithm in Instagram, and all of a sudden people would not see posts anymore. And so all these massive influencers, which some of them I've had the opportunity to work with, they lost momentum and they didn't capture people's email addresses. So they weren't able to get people to sign up to stuff, because the algorithm changes on a social platform. You lose touch. People don't see your feed anymore. They don't see what you're posting anymore. Whereas, or the other thing that happens is they roll out new features. So for example, now on Instagram, they've rolled out Reels. And so if you're not really doing Reels, you're not going to get the amount of reach that you could get if you did Reels, right? So it's just a constant treadmill of what's the new thing that needs to be done on social media. Whereas when you bring people to your emails, you decide when you present yourself in front of them, you decide when they see your offers. And let's talk about open rates. So a good email list would have a 20% open rate. That's a healthy open rate. 20 to 30% open rate is really healthy. On social media, only 5% of the people who follow you actually see your posts, okay? 5% is a huge, really good post, really good content. 2% would be the average. So 2% of people on your social media see your content. 20% of the people in your email will open your emails and read what you have to say. So do you know what I mean? Like, there's a massive, massive, massive difference, and you have to be strategic about how you do that. So content marketing is crucial. It fast tracks know, like, and trust. Lead generation is where you get more people to discover what you're doing. Okay, so what does automation do for your lead generation, or how can you integrate automation into your lead generation? Let's talk about that a little bit. So number one, you can decide how you will capture your leads using automation, right? So number one, you can allow, you can basically capture people's details systematically. When they go to your profile, you invite them to something, you invite them to a masterclass, you invite them, you have a freebie, you're selling a low ticket offer to use that as a lead generation strategy. You can literally use lead generation in an automated way to get the right people on your list and to take the next step with you. Okay, so it allows you to be consistent. Automation allows you to be consistent when it comes to your lead generation. So you're constantly offering opportunities for people to sign up to your emails, to join your programs, to join your webinar or teaching series, to download your podcast. You're constantly in a very systematic way getting people to capture people's details. Number two, it allows you to deliver lead magnets. So for example, if you say you create a lead magnet to bring people in, as in exchange for their email address, you offer them a free PDF or a free ebook, for example, then you can do that in an automated way. They don't have to call you. Then you send them an email. You send them an email. Manually. No, you don't do that anymore. You just put a link up. They sign up. When they sign up, they get the email automatically. Done. Okay. It allows you to capture leads in your CRM. So once you've got that person's email, you can create a follow-up system, which may include emails, phone calls. If you already have a sales team, you can automatically assign people to a salesperson to call a prospect. All of that can be done in an automated way. Automation allows personalization, which is amazing. So when you send an email to someone, it will have their name in there. It will have any parameters that you decide are important to you. You will have them in there. It allows you to identify and qualify the best leads based on their interaction with you. Oh my goodness, this blows my mind. This is huge. So we talked about the fact that you need to nurture your leads, right? But once you've got them in your email system, you could literally go, okay, I want to know who are the people who need X type of service. And then based on their interaction with you, your automated email service provider will literally allow you to see, these are the people who clicked on these links, therefore I can send them to this different automation sequence. Or these are the people who clicked on the offer and looked at these pages, so we're going to call them and ask them if they're interested in having a sales conversation. Do you know what I mean? It aligns with your sales and marketing, so you can automate it and really, really streamline these processes in a nice way. It allows you to use content marketing effectively depending on your stage in the funnel. Remember I said to you, like, if you are selling to someone at the wrong stage of the funnel, they're not going to buy, right? Like, they need to be in the right place in the funnel for them to actually buy from you. So you can determine what stage that is based on data, right? So automation allows you to make data-driven decisions. It allows you to look at the numbers and never lie. And you know what? People used to say that to me at the beginning of my business journey. And I was like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. But when you start looking at your numbers, when you start having enough activity in your business to track and see what works, what doesn't work. Like, there's a reason why I do masterclasses, right? Because they work for me, right? So it just allows you to see what's working, what's not working. And then it allows you to make decisions like, I'm going to drop this because it's not working, or I'm going to amplify this because I can see the potential because it's working. Does that make any sense? Please let me know in the comments. Remember, I can't see comments on StreamYard. I don't know what's going on, but message me, etc. And I'm more than happy. Will be sending you some. I will answer your questions and everything. Okay. All right. So let's quickly talk about delegation, and before we wrap up, because the other side of we've got automation, but then we also have delegation, and delegation is what allows you to basically give the work to someone else and get them to do it for you. You don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is keep an eye on the numbers. So yesterday we talked about SOPs and tracking. So tracking your, we talked about SOPs and creating a list of the things that you do consistently and the things that need to be done by you on a weekly basis, monthly, etc. And so once you have that, then you can decide what needs to be automated. And I'm going to give you an example. For example, if you were to automate your social media. Okay, so first step would be the actual content writing, right? So someone writes up the post for you, and literally creates, creates the promotional post for you. So what we do in our system is that what I get all my clients to do is to create a content framework, so that you know what are the themes that you're going to talk about every month, or the themes that align with your brand and what your services. Create some like those themes will then create a foundation for the different types of content that you will create. Then after that, you will get, the second thing is you will get the second stage, if you want, and when it comes to delegating your social media, you can get someone to do some research, hashtag research for you. Hashtags are super important on Instagram, because you can basically, and you can use them on other platforms like LinkedIn, and Facebook as well, actually. And this is and actually even on Clubhouse, in your bio, you can put use hashtags. But anyway, keywords and hashtag research is super important, and this is a quick way that people will find you, and you can literally get someone to do that research for you, and allocate the different hashtags and keywords that relate to every single one of the themes that you will use you'll be talking about on social media. Number 3, formatting and finding graphics for each one of your posts. This can be very time consuming. And I mean, again, if you are super, like, aesthetics matter to you, like I'm someone who aesthetics matter to me. I like things to look pretty. I cringe every time I put something out that I'm not really proud of the way it looks. And I've had to detach myself to a lot of the work that I do. But again, because I have templates and frameworks, so for example, for the graphics and things like that, I use Canva, and I get my VA to follow some specific graphics or templates that I created. And there's a series of them that you can use for your social media that you're happy with and that represents your brand. The good thing about Canva is that you can literally, there's so many different options that you can create. Another place that I absolutely love, and honestly, like, I have to, hold myself back not to spend too much money there, because I could if I didn't have self-control, is Creative Market. So if you want some template for your social media and you want everything to look nice and streamlined and you don't want to be designing them, you go to Creative Market and you literally buy some templates. They get downloaded on Canva, and then your VA can literally, or whoever's helping you can literally create some posts for you using those templates in a minute. All you have to do is change the colors to make them align with your brand, change the font to make them align, so there's consistency, but that's all done. Again, a VA can do that. Number 3, and for photos, I'm subscribed to Hootstock, which is what's it called? Hootstock, which is like a really nice, like, images and stuff that I find. But I do take pictures of myself, and I put, because I have found that on Instagram, for example, any picture that is of me will have way more traction than any other type of picture. So there's that. Then the next step for your social media is scheduling your posts. And again, you can use an automation tool to get your VA or anyone who's helping you to schedule your content via a scheduler. And this is so easy. And you literally can approve the post before they go out. So you can hire someone and say, I pay you 6 hours to post, to do all these posts for me for the next 4 weeks. And then they do it for you. And all you have to do is go in and look at what they've done. Make sure the grammar is okay. Make sure you like the pictures and stuff. done, you know? And then another thing that you can get a VA to do for you is to repurpose content that you've already shared. So say you've already, and this is a good way to start working with someone. So for example, if you are testing out a new VA and you're not confident with how they would articulate your copy or how they would write on your behalf, which I don't recommend that you get, unless they're a copywriter, that you get people to write on your behalf unless they have experience, right? So what I would do is I would get them to do repurposing. So look at the content that you have, the things that worked well, and you got really good traction. You get them to tweak it slightly, find your graphic, schedule it for you, easy. So again, this is wonderful because this is delegating a task that takes so much time, but that you can create the framework for it, and then they do it. Do you know what I mean? It's so simple. All right, let's talk about, for example, something like automating your videos. So say you do videos, right? Again, you've got video editing, you've got the video intro and bumper or outro. You've got to publish the video on a platform, for example, on YouTube. You have to do your SEO research or keyword research so that you can have those keywords in your in the text that in your notes, so that people can find your videos. You have to create a thumbnail for the video graphic. And then you've got the transcription of, that you can automate using rev.com or otter.ai, which I use. Amazing tools. So again, you can have a mixture of delegation and automation combined beautifully and have someone do all this work for you. All you have to do is literally stand in front of your camera, deliver amazing content, and someone does the rest for you. But what do they need? Is they need for you to have a system to show them how you want it to be done in a way that works for you. You do that once, and then all you have to do after that is create your videos, get them to do it. Okay, same thing for podcasts, right? I have a podcast. Getting a podcast editor is the best thing that you can do, unless you have time, but if you're a business owner like me, I don't have time to be editing my podcast, right? So again, fix mistakes in audio, record intro, outro, write up the show notes, using keywords. Keywords are important in podcasts as well. Publish it on your website or in the podcast platform. And then promote the podcast. Add music or overlays. Use it if you do a video podcast. Repurpose it somewhere else. Promote the podcast. All these things, someone can do it for you, and it will accelerate your know, like, and trust. It will accelerate the amount of people that will encounter your content and become a lead that you can warm up. Do you know what I mean? And that's super simple for you to do. But in order for you to do it, you need to be able to have systems that will allow people to do the work for you. All right, so I have been talking for over half an hour. So now this is the thing. So I want to recap. Honestly, in terms of mindset, just know that you need to put yourself out there in order to grow your business. It's non-negotiable, okay? However, you can do it in a way that works according to your strengths and that works for you. Number 2, lead generation is ongoing. You'll always have to be generating leads. That doesn't stop ever. And that's why you need to automate it and delegate the parts that can be delegated, like I just showed you a minute ago. Number 2, most people are not willing to do the work, which is creating systems, tracking, tweaking, optimizing. If you become the person who is willing to do those bits, you will grow your business. I guarantee you. Number 4, you must know your audience. You cannot generate leads if you don't have your foundation straight, which is knowing your audience, understanding how they articulate their needs, all that kind of stuff, which is a piece of work that needs to be done so that you can generate leads in a way that is effective. Now, tomorrow we're going to talk about nurturing and selling. Okay, it's a massive piece of this automation process. But I really want to invite you as your homework for today. Okay, I want you to think about when it comes to your lead generation, what are the processes that need to take place and for you to automate and delegate your lead generation in your business? Okay, I want you to do that exercise, because if you've got that, that's half of the work done. Half of the work done. All right. And also, we work with clients on a 6-month basis where we really help. The first 3 months, it's all about putting in place all the systems and strategies and stuff. And then the last 3 months are all about setting up the, testing, tweaking, tracking, looking at what results are being generated, and really making sure that you are getting results. Everything that we do is super personalized. We believe in automating when it comes to the, lead generation, nurturing, that sort of stuff can be automated and delegated, but client delivery is something that we take super, super seriously. And so we're committed to helping our clients get results and helping our clients implement the stuff that will really allow them to grow. So if this is something that you're interested in, we have a program called Savvy Scalers. Have a look, DM me. I will more gladly talk to you about it. We'll talk about it more towards the end of the week. But I really want to encourage you. Your business can grow. You just need the right systems, and you just need the right support to allow you to get the growth that you desire. All right, that's it for me for today. Again, if there's any comments and questions, I will go back in the comments and get back to you. But as always, it's a pleasure to deliver this content. I'm so passionate about it. And I'm really committed to seeing business owners grow their business no matter what. It can be done. You just need the right strategy. You just need the right support, and you just need the right mindset in order for you to do it. All right.